Good morning everyone. This is your subject Physical Education of class 12. Today we are going to do chapter number 7, lecture number 1. The name of the chapter is Physiology and Injury in Sports. Right? So today we are going to start with a new subtopic which is physiological factor determining component of physical fitness. Right? Today, we are going to study physiological factor determining the component of physical fitness. Right? There are various physiological factors that determine the component of physical fitness. Physical components are strength, speed, endurance, flexibility. Right? The first component is strength. Physiological factors determining strength. Right? The following are the factors for determining strength. First, size of muscle. Second, body weight. Third, muscle composition. Fourth, intensity of nerve impulse. Right? The first, size of muscle. The strength of individual depends on the size of muscle. As large and bigger muscle produce more force and with the help of different methods of strength training, the size of muscle can be increased. Right? Second one, body weight. There is a positive relation between body weight and strength. The individual who are heavier are stronger than the individual who are lighter in weight. Right? Third, muscle composition. There are two types of fiber in muscle, that is fast tissue fiber and slow tissue fiber. The muscle which consists of more percentage of fast tissue fiber will produce more strength, right? And last one is intensity of nerve impulse, right? A muscle is composed of number of motor unit. The total force of muscle depends upon the number of contracting motor unit. Whenever a stronger nerve impulse for central nervous system exit more number of motor unit, the muscle will be contract more strongly, or it can be said that the muscle will produce more force of strain. Right? Second, speed. Psychological factor determining speed. The following points are: first, mobility of nervous system. Second, muscle composition. Third, explosive strain. Fourth, flexibility. Fifth, biochemical reserve and metabolic power. Right? The first, mobility of the nervous system. Our muscle contract and relax at the maximum possible speed as seen in a sprinting event. Right? For example, 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter. This rapid contraction and relaxation of muscle is made possible by rapid concern motor center. This is called the mobility of the nervous system. Right? Second one is muscle composition. Right? The muscle which consists of more percentage of fast tissue fiber contract with more speed and produce a greater speed. Different muscle of the body have different percentage of fast tissue fiber. Right? Third, explosive strength. It depends on the shape, size and coordination of muscle. For very quick and explosive movement, explosive strength is required. The related portion of fast tissue fiber and slow tissue fiber determine the maximum possible speed which the muscle can contract. Right? Fourth, flexibility. It also determines the speed. Good flexibility allow maximum range of movement and also enable complete utilization of explosive strain. Right? And last one is biochemical reserve and metabolic power. Muscles require more amount of energy and high rate of composition of muscle, maximum speed performance. Right? For this purpose, the storage of ATP and CP in the muscle should be enough. If the storage is less, the working process of the muscle slow down after short time. Right? Next is endurance. Physiological factor determining endurance. The following factor determining endurance. First, aerobic capacity in under oxygen intake, oxygen transport, oxygen uptake, energy reserve. Second, lactic acid tolerance. Third, movement economy. Fourth, muscle composition. Right? The first one is aerobic capacity. To perform an activity continuously, energy is required by the muscle which can be supplied by the presence of oxygen. Therefore, the ability of the organism to maintain adequate supply of O2 to the working muscle, that is aerobic activity. Right? A. Oxygen intake. It is the amount of oxygen which can be taken by the lungs from atmosphere. If this amount is more than, it is the better for achieving higher VO2 max. Right? Third, C. Oxygen transport. The amount of oxygen taken into the blood from lungs has to be transported to the working muscle. The oxygen transport depends on the amount of oxygen which the blood has absorbed from the lungs and the ability of circulatory system to carry this quickly to the working muscle. Right? C. Oxygen uptake. The amount of oxygen which can be absorbed and consumed by the working muscle from the blood is called oxygen uptake. The oxygen uptake depends on the rate of diffusion, which is further determined by the speed of the blood flow, temperature and pressure of oxygen in the blood, and for the carbon dioxide in the muscle cell. Right? D. Energy reserve. The aerobic capacity also depends upon the availability of fluid to muscle from which energy for the activity is reserved. Right? Second, lactic acid tolerance. The ability to tolerate high concentration of lactic acid is significant factor in determining anaerobic capacity. The lactic acid tolerance is important for activity that lasts for about 40 seconds or more. The lactic acid tolerance capacity can be improved through training, so it can help in improving endurance performance. Right? Movement economy. The economical movement are significant for endurance performance. A runner who can run at a given pace with less energy expenditure can continue with the same speed for longer duration. A good technique in endurance sports can save energy. For example, in swimming, 20 to 30% of the energy can be saved in the movement are correct. Right? And last one is muscle composition. There are the two basic type of muscle fibers such as slow tissue fiber and fast tissue fiber. The slow tissue fiber are best used for aerobic activity or endurance activity. They produce a small level of force for longer period of time, and that is why they are the better suit for endurance activity. right? Last one is flexibility. Physiological factor determining flexibility. The physiological factor for determining flexibility are: first, muscle strength; second, joint structure; third, age and gender; fourth, stability of muscle; fifth, internal environment; sixth, previous injury. Right? The first one is muscle strength. Flexibility depends on the level of strain. Weak muscle can become a limiting factor for achieving higher range of movement. Muscle strength is highly trainable, therefore it can be enhanced flexibility. Right? Second, joint structure. There are several different types of joint in a human body. Some of the joint have a greater range of motion. For example, the ball and socket joint of the shoulder has the greater range of motion, right? Third, age and gender. Flexibility decrease with the advancement of age. It can be enhanced with the help of training. Gender also determines the flexibility, as female tend to be more flexible than male, right? Next one is internal environment. The internal environment of an athlete influence the flexibility. If internal temperature increase, flexibility increases. If decrease, flexibility decreases. Right? And last one is previous injury. Injury with connective tissue and muscle ultimately need to reduce flexibility. Right? Thank you very much.